Hi guys, this is Tablet-News.com and I'm here with the iPad mini and the game Iron Man 3. It has just launched on the App Store and it's also available on the Play Store if you own an Android device. By the way, the movie should be coming to the cinemas in some parts of the world on April 26th and in other parts of the world 1 week later. So let's get to the gameplay. We're dealing with an endless runner title, or better said, endless flying. Of course, there are some upgrades and some suits to unlock, but more about that later. The game comes from Gameloft, it's available for free, and it has 3D graphics and, as I said, endless runner, basically endless flying. If you want to know some measurements and sizes on iOS, this game takes up 650 megabytes of space, and on Android 795 megabytes, and the controls are something like this. You simply tap on the enemy or you swipe to shoot lasers, and you have to swipe your finger on the bottom side of the screen, from what I understood, in order to tilt the character's costume, or better said, the Iron Man. Of course, there's also the option to go with tilt controls and tilt your device, but a combo of keeping the screen pressed and gently swiping it and also tapping it to shoot should work just fine. The 3D graphics are pretty cool. After all, we are dealing with the iPad mini here, a tablet that only has a dual-core CPU and 512 megabytes of RAM, so imagine how nice this game can look on a Tegra 3 device, for example, or the iPad 4, or a number of other cool tablets. The weapons I'm using right now are the basic ones. You will unlock more as you progress. There are also boss fights in the game, something that you don't see in Endless Runners, which is pretty cool actually. The speed sensation is great. Be careful not to also swipe those bombs. And you also have to be careful not to hit planes and rockets. I find the controls to be a tad confusing, since you have to swipe to avoid stuff and also swipe to shoot at sometimes. Fusion charge is sort of a power-up that speeds you up, defeats the enemies, so fusion charge is probably the best power-up you can get. I just got killed, and if you want to revive you have to spend 15 crystals. There are two resources in the game, the crystals from here and the red gears from here. Well, the crystals are ISO 8. It's a special element that you also saw in the game Avengers Initiative. You can also level up in this game, and here are the trophies you can achieve, each of them giving you some more crystals, a lot of trophies. You can also share them on Facebook if you want, but let's return to the game. If the iPad will allow us, here we are. Okay, let's go back. And in the Start Industries section you can also find your mission log and you can get daily missions here. You should keep in mind that, as I said, there are two resources available in this title: ISO 8 from Avengers Initiative and red gears that are Stark credits that you can use to purchase upgrades. So I can upgrade the Mark 3 costume that you can see right here with special upgrades, weapon upgrades and hit points upgrades, or if I want I can build a Mark 3 special costume, or maybe the Mark 5. This is the Mark 5. This is the War Machine, and a selection of other costumes. This is the Mark 6. This is the Red Snapper. A lot of costumes to unlock, provided that you have the credits, and it's pretty hard to get those credits. As you can see, you can spend 15,000 crystals and unlock all of them. That equates about $99, so with $99 you can unlock all the armors that you can dream of. Okay, now that I showed you the armors and the upgrade system, this is the missions area. So you have to, for example, defeat 50 enemies in a single run, get a 10 hit combo, or simply skip them by paying crystals. I'm pretty curious what the next mission will be. You have to wait a bunch of hours to find out. And if I tap next, I go back, pick the armor, maybe do some upgrades. As you can see, there's a waiting time, about 30 seconds, sometimes more. You should also wait a bit after your character gets killed in a mission. You have to wait about 30 seconds for the costume to get fixed. That's a bit of a bummer, since you have to wait and stop playing, and some people may get addicted to this free running game. At least the 3D graphics are really nice, soundtrack is not that bad, there is even a bit of storyline in the middle. Sadly, the voice of Iron Man is not Robert Downey Jr., unlike in the movie. And also Pepper Potts is not Gwyneth Paltrow, so we don't have official voices in this title. At least Jarvis seems to be the same voice. There will also be boss fights. I just defeated Crimson Dynamo. It was a pretty tough fight. And be careful not to run into planes like I just did. There are 18 suits in this game, so 18 suits to upgrade, to activate, to build and to unlock. Sadly, it's kind of hard to actually get to unlock them all. And that waiting time for the character to heal is pretty annoying. As you can see, the costume is getting fixed. It will take about 17 seconds more to get it totally fixed. Of course, you can skip this with a crystal. Everything costs crystals in this game, which is a bit of a bummer. Let's tab next, and let's see some of the other options available in the game. This is the options area. You can opt for the gyroscope option. You can change sensitivity, turn up the music volume, connect with your Facebook, contact customer care, auto sharing and all that. Let's see how the gyroscope control is handled. I frankly must admit that I haven't tried gyroscope control so far. I found the swipe movements to be not so precise, and I'm being kind here, so maybe the gyroscope is better. So let's see. Yes, definitely much better. You have to tilt your device left or right to turn. Of course, you may want to change sensitivity. I guess there are also a bit of spoilers in this game, so if you haven't watched the movie, I guess you're in for a treat. I wonder if you'll fight that Crimson Dynamo. It was actually a pretty tough fight. I like it how there is a tutorial even though I finished a larger part of the game. It gave me a tutorial on the tilt controls. Let's see how far I get this time with the touch controls. It's a good idea to generally swipe and kill the enemies in a single blow. That's a combo. It will give you much more start credits. I also shot some rockets, so you also have some other weapons to play with. Others you will upgrade as time passes. Beautiful graphics once again. You will also change the environment. At some point you will be in a base filled with planes and tanks, and at the other point you're near the beach on the crowded street filled with trucks. So overall, tilt controls work much better. You should also avoid lasers in this tunnel and also trucks. And here's the base I was talking about. I haven't seen that many reviews out there of Iron Man 3, so hopefully this is one of the first you'll get to see. Also on the iPad mini, I guess that people are playing it on Android devices and on Tegra 3 devices. Okay guys, this is pretty much it. Iron Man 3, a bit of a disappointment for me, especially because of the controls, big prices, not so varied gameplay, and the fact that everything costs a lot. So that's pretty much it. Let's get our reward. And this game, Iron Man 3, gets from us a 7 out of 10, tested on iOS, a free game from Gameloft, tested on the iPad mini. That's it guys, from Tablet-News.com, bye bye.